Good evening, guys, and welcome back to the classroom with Architect Mark. Tonight, we're going to go back to Lightroom and we're going to talk about one of the most important things you need to uh, learn about or keep in mind when you're working with Lightroom. It's, uh, it's cache. It's a little bit different than Photoshop, and you might not uh, see this outright, but that's how Lightroom works. Okay, so let's go head on into the classroom, and it's our familiar environment. And let's start the 12-minute timer right about now. So when you have Lightroom open, or the normal or the way you would probably try to look at how to use it is through this set of buttons here at the top. So in the file menu, you can see that the first three entries are talking about something new. It's not open file, it's new catalog or open catalog. Now, what is a catalog? It's basically, imagine you have a photo album, a physical one, and has nothing on it. Okay. And this album is like infinite pages. Okay. So when you want to use Lightroom, you put images inside of the first page of the catalog. And then when you use it again for another set of images, you put those images in the next page, and so on and so forth. So over time, this catalog builds up into a really big repository of kind of like snapshots of your images, because they are there, but they're not because they're being referenced outside. So for example, right now, if we look at the preferences here or catalog settings in edit, you can see that my catalog, the one that I'm using, is catalog 2. And it's located in this folder right here. Okay, so this is that folder, and you can see that this is the one, catalog 2. This is the actual catalog, and then over here are catalog previews. And when we look at how much data that is, you can see that there's a lot of data within it, like 3 gigs of previews. That means that, let me just cancel out of this and remove me in the frame for a little bit. So when we go back to the library, this one right here, or if you press E, all of these are inside of the catalog, but not necessarily inside of the computer right now. For example, you can see that some of these have question marks. Like, let's try this one. So, okay. So the naming is weird, but anyway, okay, let's do this one. So this was an event prior. It has a question mark here, which means it remembers that there used to be a file or files, 100 files specifically, in this location of the hard drive. But it's not there right now. However, since this was involved in the catalog, we still have a like a shadow copy in here. And uh, with these copies, we can still enter the develop field, but of course, it's going to say photo is missing, and you can't really do any edits on that. But it still remembers that if we have, for example, we have edited it, like these ones, these have been edited. That's why they're flagged. For this one specifically, okay. So if you can see the buttons here, one of them says photo has developed adjustments, and of course the crop. So Lightroom still knows what adjustments were made. It only requires for you to find that photo and put it in that folder or identify it somewhere else, and then those edits will all come back, and you'll be able to manipulate it as if you didn't misplace the photo in the first place. So that's a key concept in using Lightroom. So it basically wants you to be a sort of housekeeper yourself. So you can't just pull photos from everywhere. You need a specific place to put them in so that you won't have a hard time when you're trying to go through your entire catalog, basically, of photos. Because this particular catalog is really super small. There's much more data than what is on here. But we don't have access to that right now because normally you would likely forget to transfer your catalog. But this catalog, it grows with you. So you can technically bring it with you with each like change of computer or reinstallation of this program. As long as you have your catalog intact, you will be able to recreate your edits of before, as long as the catalog knows, or as long as that photo is a part of that catalog. So really, there's no opening just a single file here. Lightroom was developed to handle a huge number of files, like a whole lot. But you need to place them in a specific folder with a naming convention that you yourself will understand and move forward with. Okay, so what I'm using, if you can see right here, is basically the year, month, day layout, and then a short description of what the images inside would happen to have. For example, here it says 2019 October 16, and then the topic of this folder is upcycling. This was for a project that I was doing prior, and you can see here that the images actually have geotags because most of these are from a phone. Okay, Lightroom doesn't really discriminate. It doesn't care where your photo comes from, just the information within that photo. That's the thing that Lightroom most wants to be able to manipulate for you. Okay, have a better crop of this. Where is so what else about using the catalog? So like I said prior, you can import it like uh, here, import from another catalog, but that would mean that the contents of that catalog will move to your new catalog or the catalog you're working on at this time. So actually, uh, this could allow for you probably, or you can probably create a new catalog every start of the year. But the hassle with that is you won't be able to see all your past edits in this uh, folder window. Okay, let me just hide myself for a little while again. If like in the library, you can see here that there is a drop down for the catalog. So the catalog has a totality of 9,409 photos, at least this particular catalog. And then quick collection of 24. Now, quick collection is when you go to your film strip and there's a little circle over here. You click that, it gets added to a quick collection. So as you can see, I clicked it. It's now grayed out. The circle is now gray. And then the quick collection count has increased to 25. So all of these are basically helping you to quickly find the items that you want to be looking for. So you can, of course, release it from the quick collection whenever you want by just going back and hitting that gray circle once again. So that's basically the concept for the Lightroom catalog. It's not file. You're working basically with an entire book of your photographs. So you should really carry it around with you, but the exchange for that is a significant chunk of your drive dedicated to remembering all of the edits that you would have implemented into the photos of your inside of the catalog. So that's it for now. The catalog might be a foreign concept for you, but it's the way that Lightroom understands the sheer number of data that is uh, the photos that you're feeding into Lightroom. Okay, I will see you guys again tomorrow. Take care and have a good night.